A specific American municipality has endured subterranean combustion for 60 years while a desert miraculously transforms into a lacustrine body overnight. An inverted waterway traverses against natural currents and mountains perpetuate their vertical expansion annually to form the nation's most preposterous geographical anomalies. In Centralia, Pennsylvania, a 1962 anthracite mine ignition commenced a conflagration that refuses to extinguish and continues spreading beneath the pavement. Fumes ascend through fissures in the thoroughfares, and specialists project this inferno could persist for another 2 centuries. Oregon possesses a hydrological curiosity known as Lost Lake, which evacuates annually akin to a colossal bathtub during the summer season. The liquid vanishes into a subterranean cavity of unknown destination before winter precipitation miraculously replenishes the basin, while educational institutions suggest Niagara is the supreme vertical drop. The true titan is actually Yosemite Falls, which boasts a 2,425-foot descent. This cascade surpasses the height of 8 stacked statues of Liberty, making Yosemite the silent behemoth compared to the massive appearance of Niagara. Although Florida is synonymous with coastal recreation and amusement parks, it also serves as the electrical storm capital, where Tampa endures strikes almost daily in summer. Meteorological disturbances target identical coordinates hundreds of times, annually leading aviators to designate the region Lightning Alley. Beneath the surface lies a cavernous network exceeding the magnitude of any metropolis, known as Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. This subterranean labyrinth spans over 400 miles, which exceeds the distance from New York to Chicago, and explorers are continuously discovering fresh corridors. At the northwest angle in Minnesota, one can traverse chronologically by stepping merely a few feet northward to arrive at tomorrow. This solitary segment of the U.S., located north of the 49th parallel, exists surrounded by Canada due to a cartographic error from centuries past. Scientific analysis confirmed that Kansas is mathematically more planar than a breakfast cake after researchers compared the state topography to an actual pancake. Morgan Island in South Carolina houses a population of 4,000 rhesus monkeys that were relocated there decades ago for investigation and now inhabit a human-restricted primate paradise. Deep within the Kobuk Valley of Alaska resides a concealed arid landscape where gigantic sand dunes mimic the Sahara, covering 25 square miles inside the Arctic Circle. This terrain features a frozen northern layer atop a golden desert foundation, while Utah presents the Great Salt Lake, where aquatic sections manifest a vivid pink hue year-round. Halophilic microorganisms and algae generate this strawberry milk pigmentation visible from aerial perspectives, contrary to the assumption that every capital is accessible by automobile. Juneau, Alaska possesses no connecting highways due to its confinement by glacial ice and mountainous terrain. Travelers must utilize aircraft or marine vessels to arrive, as the United States continues its physical expansion while most nations have ceased growing. The Big Island of Hawaii has generated 500 acres of fresh terrain since 1983, as volcanic activity deposits lava to birth new land, while the majority of peaks erode over time. Denali in Alaska sends approximately 1 millimeter annually to reach its current elevation of 20,310 feet. Maryland lacks natural lacustrine bodies entirely, as every lake within the state, including Deep Creek Lake, was constructed by human engineering because nature neglected this feature. At the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah, the topography is sufficiently level that observers can perceive the curvature of the planet. Automobiles accelerate to such velocities that they disappear over the horizon like vehicles traversing an alien world. In Arizona, a meteor measuring 150 feet in width impacted the surface with atomic force to excavate the Barringer crater, which is 1 mile wide and 500 feet deep. Engineers in Chicago successfully reversed a fluvial current to direct water away from Lake Michigan to mitigate pollution, which stands as a man-made river flowing inversely. The California town of Rough and Ready declared independence in 1850 due to taxation disputes and established a republic that endured for merely 3 months. They regained their patriotism on July 4th to rejoin the Union, while Vermont functioned as a sovereign nation with unique currency and laws for 14 years. Movies depict heavily fortified boundaries, yet the border between the U.S. and Canada remains the longest undefended frontier on the globe. This divide represents 5,500 miles of tranquility and snow rather than the walls and sentries one might anticipate Nevada holds the title for the ghost town state, with over 600 abandoned settlements where some structures remain standing while others are merely dust. Menominee, Nebraska contains a solitary resident who functions as the mayor librarian. and bartender, while also authorizing her own liquor license at Cumberland Falls in Kentucky. Lunar illumination generates a rare nocturnal optical phenomenon known as a moonbow, which occurs in only 2 locations globally. Following destructive floods in the early 1900s, Seattle reconstructed itself atop the original roadways, creating a subterranean city that pedestrians can still traverse today. Minnesota may claim 10,000 lakes, but Alaska possesses over 3 million aquatic bodies, so numerous that nomenclature ceased decades ago. Mount Washington in New Hampshire documented wind velocities of 231 miles per hour, which exceeds the speed of a Porsche 911 and could forcefully eject a human. Beyond the 50 states, the nation possesses 14 territories ranging from Puerto Rico to Guam, where some feature educational facilities while others remain desolate. Pacific Isles. The San Andreas Fault at the edge of California shifts inches annually, causing highways to fracture and the continent to slide beneath your feet. Volcanic eruptions construct fresh islands, while rivers carve novel pathways, ensuring the cartography of America is perpetually unfinished. Geography serves as the genuine superpower of the nation rather than financial wealth or military might, as the mountains shield and oceans protect. The land connects via rivers and reshapes itself constantly, proving that luck is secondary to geographical advantages. If this economy breaking information was enjoyable, please subscribe and like this video to support the content.